Hey, this is Aaron.
And Blake, we're AB Data.
Thanks for walking through this Alteryx Weekly challenge with us.
In this video, we're taking a look at Alteryx Weekly Challenge number 236. I thought it was channel surfing. Here we're taking a look at the channel into Belfast Harbour. We're given latitude, longitude information for an origin point, as well as buoy markers on the left and right side of the channel, and a destination point. If you'd like to follow along, we're on the Alteryx community under the Academy page and Weekly Challenge. Here we're taking a look at number 236. You can download the YXZP start file and follow along in Designer if you'd like. So taking a look at our starting data, we're given an origin, latitude, and longitude, and we can see this on the map after using our Create Points tool. And then we're given these buoy markers, F1 through F16, that are on the left and right side of our shipping channel, and we need to find the midpoint between each of these groups. Finally, we're given a destination point heading into Titanic Quarter. If you're wondering why it's called Titanic Quarter, yes, it's that same Belfast Harbour. Formerly the largest shipyard in the world, now the subject of an Alteryx Weekly Challenge. How exciting. All right, so let's take a look at our starting data. We're given latitude and longitude information for 20 points. If we take a look at the output, we need to calculate the distance in miles, funny enough, from our starting point to our destination. And you'll notice that there are 2 points from our starting data that are not on the report map. So we will find a way to filter those 2 points of Kilroot and Helens Bay out of our final report. We'll use the points to define the left and right boundaries of the shipping channel. We will create our midpoints and then build a polysequence line to define the shipping channel and use our spatial info tool to calculate the distance in miles. So we created a quick mapping table using the copy selected cells with headers and just copy and paste it on the canvas to create a text input tool for the points that we are interested in keeping. So you'll notice that I omitted the 2 red herrings from the start. And here I've tagged each of our points with either M for middle or midpoint, and left and right for the left and right boundary, and then a group number. So the group number will be very helpful to us shortly as we're building the midpoints between the left and the right buoys along the way. So after we join our mapping information in, we can then use a summarize tool and group by this group number and use the average function to find the average latitude and longitude. And one more create points tool. This will allow for us to actually have a spatial object for the middle of the shipping lane. We want to take these new midpoints that we've built and add them into our reporting stream. So here we'll simply take a union tool and stack these data points in addition to our starting data. Now we need to build our shipping lane as well as the left and right boundary. So here I'm using a sort tool just to get them in order, and then I'm going to filter the M or the midpoints, which will ultimately turn into our shipping lane, aside from the left and right boundary buoys. And we want to use those to also build a boundary line. So we're going to use the poly build tool, and our build method here will be a sequence polyline. This is a really interesting tool from the spatial tools category. And in this case, we'll take a sequence of points and use this tool to build a line spatial object. Another great tool from the spatial category is the spatial info tool. And now that we've created this line object, we can very quickly calculate the miles. So the length in miles, which will pipe right into a table tool and attach above our report map. So we've built the shipping lane from our origin to the destination. Now we need to build the left and right boundaries. So we'll see that poly build tool come into the fray one more time. A union tool to aggregate these three shipping lines, if you will, the shipping lane and the left and right boundary. And really the bulk of the rest of the work comes in the report map tool. And here we have two incoming streams. So our number one stream that we'll see referenced in the data as well as the layers comes from our starting data after we use the create points tool to create the spatial objects. So those are going to be the points that we add on the map. The number two connection, these are going to be the lines, so the poly sequence lines that we were able to build. So on the layers tab, this is where we can reference those multiple inputs and format them. So if we expand number one, these are going to be our points. Here on the theme, because we've grouped based on the type, which is either the left, the right, or the middle for the shipping lane. We can format these really however we'd like to see them. And after using a union tool to stack these two reporting objects on top of one another, we're using a layout tool to position these two reporting elements on top of one another. First with our summary distance at the top, and then our report map down below. Thanks for following along this week.
Thank you for learning with us today. Good luck on your Alteryx journey.
For more information on custom training, managed service automations, and more, please visit our website at abdataconsulting.com.